Hey everybody, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm hopping into Destiny 2, and man, I gotta say, I've played a lot of Destiny. I've got about 1,200 hours in Destiny 2. That's between Xbox and Steam. Yeah, so I mean, I've played a lot of it. At a certain point, I kind of just fell off because I didn't want to play or keep paying for expansions and things like that. And the problem too was, like I said, I've been playing between Xbox and Steam. So the issue with that is you can't, if you buy DLC, it only counts for whatever platform you purchased it on. So let's see, what is Guardian modification? Is this going to be like a... Oh, I don't care about that. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Wait a minute. So they've made it so that you can actually change your Guardian now. Is that always an option, or can you only use it once or whatever? I don't know, but I'm going to go in. My Warlock is my main. And I was a main Warlock in Destiny 1 as well. But yeah, I played a lot of this game. I played a lot of the raids. And, you know, honestly, I'm going to skip this. Yeah, the story was never really a huge thing for me. I didn't really care that much. I thought the universe was cool, but, you know, the story is it's fine. I don't think they do a good job as far as relaying the story to you as a player, especially if you're, like, new to the game. You're not going to really have any understanding of what's going on, and I'm getting so many cutscenes because of how long it's been since I played this. The last time I played was the Final Shape, and before that, you know, I don't even know, but I did come back for the Final Shape, and I think I came back for whatever expansion was before that. Whatever major expansion was before that. First of all, I'm gonna take a look. So your power level is different now. So why is it only 10? This is crazy. Okay, so what's this? It's an artifact. So I remember artifacts. That was a thing when I was playing. Now, the other issue is, like, when you come back to this game, you just, it's so overwhelming. So I have a fusion rifle there. I like the scout rifle. This has weapon levels, and it's like, it gets kind of crazy. So anybody who's, like, actually new is going to be somewhat confused, I would think. But maybe not. Maybe if you're actually new, you won't know anything about legacy weapons and things like that. So we'll see what I can do here. This is Graviton Lance. This thing, is that what it's still called? So yeah, this was one of my favorite guns in the game. I really love the mechanics of Destiny. Everything just, like, everything feels great. I never really got used to strand powers, so I guess we'll play with that a little bit. Beyond Light is the one that I came back for. It's going to take me a second to get used to this again. So like I said, Warlock was always my main. I'm just so used to the way the glide works. And I really, man, it's like all of the actual gameplay itself, the gunplay is just great in this game. And I did play quite a bit of Destiny 1. I came in a little bit late. Well, I guess I can't say that. So I bought Destiny 1 when it came out, and I liked it for a while. And then it was kind of the same effect where I just didn't really want to keep up with all the DLCs, the expansions. So I bailed on it. And then I came back when the Taken King came out, and I really enjoyed that. And, yeah, I thought the Taken King was awesome. And then I played Destiny 1 all the way through until Destiny 2 came out. And played all of that. And I can't really remember when I quit this one. But sometimes this game's hard to pull yourself away from, you know, the grind and the constant leveling, and there's always something to do. So I give Bungie a lot of credit in that respect. It's just that sometimes at a certain point the game just starts to feel like it starts to feel repetitive. And I think there was a point where I was like, all right, well, I'm just doing the same strikes like all the time. It felt like I was just going through the motions, and I wasn't really getting anything worth the grind. And, you know, other games came out and started playing those. So it was a combination of things. I just got a returner's gift. I've never seen anything like that. But anytime I've come back to this game, they do a pretty good job of acclimating you to what the power levels are currently. So what they do is, no matter what your level was before, there's always a minimum that they'll bump you up to, and then you kind of work your way up to the max. Okay, that's interesting. So that's a different mechanic that's new. What do I have for, what's my, okay. I'm trying to remember what abilities I was using. Man, I gotta say, dude, it's so much fun. This game really is. And, I don't know, I was worried about doing this video because I don't know, in my head I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do that because I'm gonna get sucked back in. And that might be the case, but we'll see. The issue for me is, like I said, I play it on multiple platforms, and so I'd have to kind of buy certain expansions just to be able to... So there is cross-save, right? So you can cross-save and all your progress carries over. The issue is you can't access all of the content unless you have it on both platforms. And I think it would be really nice to be able to play this on my Steam Deck just whenever and kind of grind things out. But again, I just don't want to do that. And, you know, maybe I'll buy... I don't know. The only solution I thought of was to just buy certain ones that are like necessary, and then keep all the newest stuff on one platform. I just fell. I'm gonna die. Yeah, man. I bought pretty much all of the expansions on Xbox, but yeah, if I was gonna do it, I think what I would do is just buy enough to be able to grind a little bit on my Steam Deck and play primarily on this console. But yeah, 1,200 hours in this game, and you know, I don't know why I just did that, but yeah, I really played the hell out of this game. And sometimes, you know, you have these really frustrating missions to get certain exotic weapons, and it does get very tedious and sometimes frustrating. It gets really frustrating during raids when people aren't, you know, doing what they're supposed to be doing, or people are trying to figure out mechanics. Sometimes you're trying to teach people mechanics. It's a pretty complex game at certain points. But also, what's nice about it is you can avoid those things and still be able to manage pretty well. There is a PvP mode, which I didn't play a lot of the Crucible, but they do a pretty good job at mostly making people feel like they're on equal footing. The issue is that you're not... sometimes there is a meta. This is a weird jump puzzle that I'm doing. I'm barely even kind of like paying attention to it, but the the Crucible puts you in a PvP game, and what they do is they bring everybody's level to the same one, but obviously you're going to have weapons that do have better abilities all the time. So sometimes it's, I don't know, it's not balanced all the time. But I had fun with it when I played it for a little while. Sometimes I would do trials. Sometimes I would do the Iron Banner stuff. But honestly, I played mostly PvE. And I think the reason I like that so much is I can just kind of sit back, shoot stuff, and kind of mindlessly do the looter shooter thing. And I gotta go up there. It's kind of I wouldn't even call it a puzzle, but for lack of a better word, it's a jump puzzle. Why am I going all the way down? Can we just go up, please? Thank you. And so there's 3 different classes. There's warlocks, titans, and hunters, and they all have different abilities. And so you can change your subclass, and what that does is it gives you access to different, you know, specials, I guess you could call them, for an easy term, I guess. But they all have different abilities as far as grenades, melees, and all that kind of stuff. But Prismatic is what I was using. What Prismatic does is it lets you use abilities from different classes. So you don't have to have one specific class and only do that. You can kind of pick and choose what your abilities are going to be. I don't even know what this one is. Which I actually like that concept a lot. Because a lot of times it's like, I like the Void Warlock Grenade. I like the Strand Melee. Maybe I like the Solar Grenades. Or maybe it works better with my equipment that I'm currently using, because certain equipment can trigger specific abilities, like say Nezarec Sin here. It says Abyssal Extractors, Void Kills, increase ability regen. So what I want to do is use Void weapons or Void abilities to regenerate my abilities. And what's nice about that is if you're using a Void subclass, if you kill enemies with melees or grenades that are Void type, it automatically, you know, it's going to restore your ability meter, which is down there in the corner. Those boxes. And this gun here fires Void rounds, so even the guns have certain elements. And you'll see at a certain point, you'll run into certain enemies that have certain color shields, and they take the most damage from that specific element. So there's a number of really cool aspects to this game. And I mean, again, it's like I really do love this game. I just can't necessarily keep up with it. I feel like I'm in the garbage chute there from Star Wars. All of the locomotion too is like really smooth. And it's honestly pretty accurate. So I think that's why they're pretty confident with putting things like jump puzzles in the game. Because it is pretty easy to maneuver. And there are definitely pieces of armor and even weapons that can do things for your mobility. Like this melee, or whatever this is, ground pound type thing that I have right here is a solar ability, and you can use that to heal, which is kind of nice. Or you can set it up to do different things, I think. I don't think it's just healing. Man, it's been so long since I played this. It's crazy. It would take me so long to familiarize myself with this again. Oh yeah, I forgot they added executions. So when you see that little dot above their head, you can click the right stick in. I'm using a controller, obviously. So I have a super now, and I don't even know what my super is. I don't know if I want to use it yet. So it's basically just a special move. And these guys must have some kind of special element that they're using. So I don't know if it's a new element or what. But what I like about this gun is when you kill somebody, it basically turns them into a grenade. And that can do a good chunk of damage to everybody around them, so. What is going on? This is totally Star Wars right now. It's like they just put Han Solo in the carbonite or whatever. Yeah, dude, this is totally Star Wars. What is happening? Wait, oh, I did hear something about this. So it is supposed to be Star Wars based or related somehow. I don't think it's like actually Star Wars like licensed or anything, but I think it's supposed to be like an homage to Star Wars. This looks very Imperial or like a council. Yeah, I remember reading something about that. And it's like I really don't even I haven't even kept up very much on the news as far as this game goes. But once in a while I'll see something on like Reddit or something like that, and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting, but I still won't go check it out. So I figured it was time. Who's shooting now? What is that? There's a servitor up there. Oh. Okay, so what do I have to just stay near it and it moves? Didn't mean to hit that. Oh my god, I might die here. Wow, dude. What do you do to break his shield? I don't know what just happened, but all of a sudden I started doing way more damage. Might have something to do with that new armor mechanic. So all the gear and weapons, that's all different rarities and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of you have played this game. It is free to play, which is really cool. Obviously, it wasn't before, but it is now. So it is entirely free to play. The issue is that you have to buy the updates. Okay, that's a friendly. This is so that's the execution type stuff. And I believe you can set different ones to different slots. They're kind of like emotes. Now I'm like regretting that I skipped the cutscenes because they were probably super cool. And they would give me some kind of context to what's going on here. And again, like the game, like the universe itself is really awesome. I just feel like it didn't translate well on screen. You had to like learn a lot of things through, you know, not necessarily the right type of storytelling, I felt like. And another issue too is they vault a lot of content. So if you haven't played it at all up to now, you're gonna miss out on a lot of content because it's not even in the game anymore. And so yeah, it's kind of an issue. I remember hearing somebody talk about how they tried this game one time and they were put into a certain they basically went through the Red War, which is right at the beginning of the game when it came out. And then it kind of skipped like most of the story. It just gave you kind of cutscenes of what had happened. So it's live service as it can be, basically. So in other words, if you miss out on content, you missed out on it. That's another problem that I had, was the FOMO. It makes you feel like you have to play. And I don't really love that, to be honest with you. I don't want it to feel like I have to play. starts to feel like it's your job. And, you know, you have all these weekly challenges, you have daily challenges. When I was playing this thing, like, regularly, the weekly reset would happen. I believe it was on Tuesday. And then I would do all of the weeklies. I would do all the dailies first. Then I would knock out all the weeklies. And I'd usually get it done in that day. And if I didn't, you know, there's a couple weeklies that would take you a little bit longer, but I would try and just knock everything out. I would do all the weeklies, all the dailies, and that's a lot. Now, I would like to look at the, like, general UI here, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that have changed. These are all new quests, or at least some of them are. Whatever ones light up. So if I go here, like this one is, some of these yellow quests are for exotic weapons or exotic items or whatever. I must have missed one that I didn't see. Oh, there's a couple right there. This will give you a catalyst for a weapon. So the exotic weapon's going to get even better when you get the catalysts for them. So that's another thing to think about. Once you get an exotic, it doesn't necessarily mean you've got, you know, the best version of it. So this portals thing is new. Operations are scored activities that offer new gear. Crucible and some fire team ops offer matchmaking. So what is Crucible ops? Or fire team ops? Imperium expansion. So this is the newest one. So obviously it isn't free. Take a look at how much they want for this. They want $30. Yeah, I don't know about that, guys. Seasonal hub. So it looks like there's a bunch of different rewards you can get seasonally through all this. So I'll pick all those up. Then you can grab these. This is all new. All this UI is all totally new. I would like to see, yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So Pale Heart I've been to. So whatever that expansion is, I did that. I think that's the final shape. Dreaming City was a nightmare for me because you had a lot of weeklies that you had to do in, what is it called? There is, yes, Blind Well. And yeah, it was kind of a nightmare to do that. You have to do it every single week. And then I didn't do anything on Neptune, so this is new to me as well. Yeah, actually, maybe I did. This has got to be the, what is the light? Yeah, there was an expansion I believe I did do here. Yeah, Neo Muna. Okay. Yeah, so I did do this. So I should still have access to that. Europa. I think I have access to most of this. I don't know about the Throne World. I'm pretty sure I did this too. Yeah, I did all that. So I don't know. I don't know if it shows you only the things that you have or if this is just what's available. Everything else is vaulted. I know even when they vault content, sometimes you can still play like certain strikes or things like that were on those worlds. This was all here last time I played. So, yeah, I mean, there's a number of things that it doesn't seem like there's a lot that's new. I really loved when they added the Cosmodrome back. I thought that was cool. Let me go to the world again. So Cosmodrome, it was interesting because it's EDZ and Cosmodrome are both on Earth, but the Cosmodrome is from the original Destiny game, and it was really cool to like go back, see all that stuff again. and it's like a little bit different than it was originally. So I thought that was a really cool addition. And again, man, this game is just like, it's really an incredible game, but the problem is it's super, super overwhelming anytime you return to it. So for me, it's like, I always feel like, I always feel so pressured to keep up with it, because otherwise I'm just going to be confused when I come back. Which is kind of what's happening now. Oh, I missed him. All right, let me try my... Oh, okay. That's what my super is. Using the Void super probably because of my helmet, but... Wonder how much of this they'll let me play. This must be like a prologue. So the idea is that there's a force called the Darkness, which is kind of cheesy. And basically what happens is the Traveler comes to protect the last city. And basically you're just guardians trying to save the universe, save Earth, basically. It's pretty straightforward. But some of it gets pretty freaking cool. And the thing is, like, I don't think that the actual lore is the problem. I just think it's the way it's presented is the issue. You know, with Halo, you pretty much kind of understood what was going on when you played the game. With this, I just didn't feel that way. And, you know, I had to do like a lot of research and watch YouTubers and things like that just to kind of keep up with it. And I thought that, I don't know, that kind of sucked. Also, I didn't mind watching YouTubers like Glyph. His name's My Name is Glyph on YouTube. It was a great channel. I don't know if he still does it. I'm assuming he probably does. But he was basically just a Destiny lore channel, and the kid has a great voice and presents everything really well. And it's kind of a really, really cool channel. It's a relaxing channel, too. And so that's kind of where I would go to learn a lot of the lore. So I'm going to try and kill this thing, but I feel like I just need to hit him with rockets. Now, I don't know what this purple gauge underneath my health is, and if I knew, that'd be really nice. It probably has something to do with that armor. I didn't really fully understand what it was trying to tell me with that. I'm going to die, I think. Yeah, I definitely saw that coming. So the power level of 10 is weird to me. I don't know what that means. I was up in the thousands when I stopped. Is it like a reset? Yeah, 300 is obviously significantly more than 10. So what I'm going to do is take this. I can hit Y, go to this, and I'm going to see if I can... Oh, right here. Okay. So 300. I'm going to dismantle for infusion. Now what it does is it raises the power level of this weapon up to what I just sacrificed. The weapon I just sacrificed. And basically that's how you level up, because now I'm at power 40. Whereas before I wasn't. So I'm going to also take these gloves. I'm going to do the same thing with these. And now these are 300 as well. With my chest armor, these are both 300. I'm going to drop one. And I'm going to infuse that one. That'll bring that up to 300. Boots, I can do the same thing with that. Let's see if there's anything additional with this that might warrant a change. So armor mods, that's all kind of the same as it used to be. Rapid repair, built from scratch. So let me look at my boots. Do they have those? So those are new perks, additional affixes, I guess you would say. So this is what I'm talking about, right? So you're now seeing that this armor that's new to the game has these features, whereas older armor that I worked, to get does not have those abilities. So now you're kind of just naturally phasing out older armor. And to me, that sucks, because sometimes you work really hard to get something, and then, with the next expansion, all of a sudden it's not, it's not even really usable. These perks you can just get through one of these artifacts. These are all seasonal, I believe. I don't use hand cannons a lot. I don't really use bows. I guess I'll take the sniper one. And then what you do is you just kind of XP your way up to the next row of artifacts, and you can unlock more as the season goes. I think it's a cool concept. Down here, you have vehicles, which you can use in certain, open areas or whatever. Let's go to this. I usually just, with these kind of games, if you have OCD or anything that's like, if you're annoyed by new markers, you're going to see a lot of new markers. And what I mean by that is like these little icons here, or like these flashing things. So you're going to want to like clear those out. I just burped into the microphone. But I always want to clear these out, because I'm always so annoyed by, hey, this is a new thing. It really annoys the hell out of me. You know what game really got me with that is Battlefield 6. There's just constantly the little orange dot above every weapon you have. And I'll tell you, it irritated the shit out of me, because you can't just get rid of them. You have to like go into each weapon, go into the mods screen, and hover over it to get rid of all of them. I just like gave up on that. But that might be an OCD thing. I don't really have a lot of obsessive compulsive things, but in video games, anytime there's like something new, I want to get rid of that little icon for some reason. Because it's not new anymore. I've already seen it, So now I'm just going to light these guys up. And now I got to deal with these dudes again. I should have saved my super. Here's the issue right now, is that where do you take cover? You just hang out down here? I mean, they take a hell of a lot of damage too. And I don't really have the ammo to just like sit here and keep shooting rockets at them. I'm gonna die again. Dude, these things are like AT-ATs. That's crazy. Even the music is Star Warsy. It's actually really cool, and it's kind of selling me on this. I'm not gonna lie. Might have to drop $30 on a Destiny 2 expansion. I didn't think I'd be saying that. But this is really freaking cool. And it seems like there's a hell of a lot of new shit. And that's the thing, is like, if you wait for a little while, wait for the content to build up, and then come back, it feels like it's a giant update. And that's one way you can approach it. You don't necessarily have to stick with it the whole time. You are gonna miss some things, but like I said, it does a good job of leveling you up to where you're supposed to be when you come back, so that you're not at a huge disadvantage. You know, it doesn't take a ton of work to get up to a decent light level. I don't know if they even call it light anymore. I think they just call it power. Ever since, I think they stopped doing that ever since you could use the darkness subclasses. I'm kind of just trying to generate my super right now so I can hit him with it. These guys with the shields, I gotta figure out how to take those shields down quicker. There has to be something that I'm not doing. Oh god. Oh god. I didn't expect that guy. I don't know. I think maybe you have to use a bunch of different elements just to do the damage to him. Or something like that. You know, I'm vaguely remembering that that bar underneath my health though, and I can't remember what the hell it's for. You know how insane that is? Like, do you understand how insane that is that I've put 1,200 hours into this game and I don't even know what one of the HUD bars is? That's such an odd concept to me. I don't know what it does. Like, what button am I using to use it? I gotta break this guy's shield, but all my abilities are gone. There we go. He should be dead now. Oh, you know what I think it is? Here it is. Yeah. Okay, I remember. It's Tangle. So I can't remember what it comes from. I think it was like Beyond Light, the Beyond Light expansion. But what it does is I think it lets you use all of your abilities as much as you want during that cooldown period. You click both sticks in at the same time to do it. So this is a sniper rifle. Now, I think the up arrow, I think that just means it's buffed from my my artifact, my seasonal artifact. These do have traits, which I don't believe these do. These trait columns can be enhanced once the requirements have been met. So you have to upgrade these. Yeah, it's like, is that worth it? Probably not, but I like the scout rifle. I'm going to hold on to it. One thing you can do that's nice in this game is if you click the right stick in, you can lock and unlock weapons so that you don't accidentally delete something or whatever. All right, so I've jumped back out to orbit, and because I just want to take a look at... So you got Vanguard Ops. Then this portal thing is confusing to me because this is a whole new menu. But this is... So is Renegades the newest one? I heard something about how there's basically a lightsaber. Yeah. There's basically a lightsaber in the game now. So that's the $30 one. But Edge of Fate is an expansion too, right? Yeah, I didn't play that. So it doesn't seem like it's super, super crazy reorganized. But I will say it definitely looks, it's definitely a little more confusing. But that's just because I haven't kept up with it. I'm going to head to the tower real quick and see if I can decode this engram that I have for the exotic. And I'm going to also see if I can infuse anything else. I don't have anything else that's high level. This thing, I think I might actually bail on the sniper and just... Actually, no. You know what? Maybe I'll keep the sniper. I'll use the sniper and I'll just hold on to my... that scout rifle. See what we've got in the Postmaster. This is gonna... They'll give you anything that you might have dropped or missed in missions. And, you know, as you can see, obviously, the more I buff this gear, the better, you know, the higher my level goes. So as I go to that, that brings that up to 300. So basically what it is it's the average of all of your gear. This right here. So you want all of your gear to be as high of a level as you can. and that's what gives you the higher overall level. I'm trying to get at least all of the things I've equipped up to 300 at least. So looks like we're there now. So now we're at 300 because that's our average. Let's see, rank progress. So this is, you know, these are all just things you can do to rank up your season rank. Guardian rank. Now, Guardian rank is kind of a newer thing. I guess not for people who have been playing, but it is a newer thing within the last couple of years. Primary's full. I gotta drop something out. And then I'll just pick this up, probably dismantle this. So some of the, yeah, I mean, there's a good chunk of the game that is inventory management. So then over here, this is the Cryptarch. He'll just decode engrams that you may have picked up. And there's a chance that, you know, something cool is in them. I've already got Phoenix Protocol. And then what is this? I don't think I remember this one. Do you just get these for nothing? Cool. Tessellation Fusion Rifle. And the Catalyst. So then when you get a Catalyst for these weapons, you just go here, you socket it. Oh, you have to unlock it first. So basically you just kill enemies with it until you can equip that. So what does it do? It fires whatever your grenade is, your current grenade that's equipped. All the way over here, you have more NPCs you can talk to for different quests. Obviously, they request like certain things. Different types of game modes have specific NPCs that are kind of related to them. So if you like play a lot of a specific mode, like if you play a lot of Gambit, you're going to talk to this guy a lot. So some of these NPCs are kind of focused on that. Eververse, which was right in front of me, that's where you spend like Bright Dust and things like that. Bright Dust would be, I don't know if I have right here. It's kind of a premium currency, but at a certain point they actually made it so you can just earn it in the game. I don't think it was the case. I don't think that was always the case. I'm just trying to see if there's maybe a location I haven't been to. It doesn't look like it because I've already visited all these, and I can go to the Pale Heart. I'm worried about it. I don't know if I want to jump back into this or not, because it's a lot. It's overwhelming sometimes. And yeah, it kind of just sucks away all of my time. This game's really a time sink. All right, I'm back. It's been a couple days, and this will be my second session back with Destiny 2. I only really played what I just showed you in the video. I've added a little bit of game volume and stuff like that so you can hear it a little better, but all I'm doing right now is running around shooting stuff. So the thing I'm really having trouble with is kind of figuring out what even to do since I don't have the expansion. I think what I'm going to do is end up running some strikes, which is kind of what I was worried about because, again, as I said in the first part of the video, it's like I kind of got to a point where I was just running strikes all the time, and you know, that just, I don't know, it gets boring because you're kind of running the same ones. I'm sure there's new ones now. I don't know if you... I don't remember if strikes, like if they add new strikes with expansions, if everyone gets them, or if you only have access to them if you have those expansions. But I mean, I guess we're about to find out. So I'll go to this. I did spend a little bit more time with the UI, and I'll tell you right now, it's still confusing. So that didn't really change anything for me. You know, but at a certain point, even when I was playing this game regularly, you just are cruising through the whole thing and you do understand it. But right now, I couldn't even tell you how I get to like a strike playlist. So here's your Nightfall playlist. I think that's what Vanguard Ops is then, I guess, is the would be a strike playlist. Am I able to even do it? Activity power disabled, so it doesn't matter what power level you're at. So I'll just play on normal and we'll see where this goes. I will say, again, I really love the gunplay. And so it does get addicting. And I think the looter shooter aspect of this game it's really, really hard sometimes to pull yourself away. I don't really love the color of that ship. Maybe I will do something about that, but I have some pretty cool ships. But the thing about the ship is it's not really... This is kind of sick, but it's also kind of weird.
We've picked up a high-gain transmission.
But the thing about the ship is it's not really important. The only time you see it is... I always thought this one was really cool. You know, that's basically a loading screen.
If I'm understanding him correctly, it's a distress call. There are so few ballet fans left, Guardian. It'd be a shame to lose him.
Okay, I remember this one. So already I'm doing strikes that I've done before. Which is, I mean, kind of what I expected, but... So there's a nightfall strike, and if they haven't changed it, how that works is it switches every week. I don't know if they still do the weekly thing, like a weekly reset, but that's how it used to work. And every week that nightfall would kind of cycle, and you would have like basically just a high difficulty version of it, and the nightfall would give you just better reward chances. Where'd he go? There he is. I did switch my weapons out a little bit. Wow, I totally missed that bad. Meant to shoot the ground by him, but gotta get used to this again. Should play with my sensitivity and stuff like that, but I'm just not going to. I know I can get used to it because this is what I played with before. So right now you're kind of just defending this spot. The only way I could do a proper return to Destiny 2, besides what I'm doing here, is to actually buy the DLC, which I don't think I'm going to do. I mean, I might play around with this a little bit and try and get a little bit more familiar and then decide if I want to really dive back into this game. The other question is, do I have the time to do that? And the answer I already know is no. But, I don't know. Maybe I just won't be as hardcore about it. Play the game. Just enjoy it. It's a great, like, turn your brain off and shoot type of game, too, if you want to play on difficulties like this. Like, as you can see, I really, like, I'm getting them, like, absolutely bombarded, but really my health isn't taking much of a beating. I'm not really running into situations where I'm, like, about to die. So difficulty-wise, this isn't that bad. I keep hitting beats and melee, probably because I play Halo Infinite. And part of the reason I play Infinite still is because I can just load up, firefight, and shoot stuff. So I'm thinking, like, if I could play something like this and basically just load it up and shoot stuff as well, that's kind of, you know, it solves that problem. Plus, I love the, you know, anytime you have a looter shooter, it kind of always feels like you're progressing. which is great. Or at least to me, I always love that element of having like a character that I'm constantly investing in. It makes things feel like they matter a little bit more. This gun, if you, I think it's if you hit all of your headshots or criticals, it like spawns these little grenade guys. They will attack enemies around you. Now here's a problem right now because, oh man, I'm gonna die. Everybody else died. I had to get back there so I could revive. That servitor is shielding everybody, so we need to kill the servitor. I can't even see him. And so, like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. If I can hit a crit on somebody, you'll see the little red things flying around. And they're basically heat-seeking, so they'll go after enemies that are nearby. And also another thing that's nice is that you will get a quick reload. So your reload is like double speed. So that's normal speed there. But if you hit a crit and then reload, you get a critical kill and then reload, it's a lot faster. Some of those, like those shanks, I can't get criticals on. There's no weak spot, I don't think. These guys you can, so there you go. So see these red things flying around? And that's like an element of some of these exotic weapons. Like, it's just so cool. Like, the fact that some of these weapons are just entirely unique. The shotgun, from what I read, so I did do some reading on Reddit about, you know, the state of the game now. This shotgun is the Ikelos shotgun. This thing I got from a bunch of events at one point, and it was great. It did a lot of DPS, and it turns out it's still really good, so I decided to equip it again. This guy's gonna die. Drop it, dude, because I know where to go. Well, it tells you where to go, I mean. God. My team's dying. A lot. They might be new, like, I don't know, who knows. So all you gotta do is kind of, well, there's just a pattern to this. So you just kind of gotta follow that one. And then you want to dip behind certain things. But the problem is, everybody's dead, so they can't really help them. Try and pick them up, but I want to also have those. I gotta hold on to this thing. Of course, the shanks just keep coming. I don't think they stop. Uh-oh. That ain't good. That guy's alive now. Guess I'll just go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Get back up, guy. Help. You gotta cover me. I'm gonna die. Oh, I thought I closed. I thought I got it in there. Yeah, I think we gotta go pick it up again. Unless that's it right there. Nope. This part isn't that hard as long as your team's killing the shanks. And this is another element of the game. So there's like these little puzzles that you have to deal with. And this gets really crazy if you play raids, and I'm sure a lot of you know or have seen bits and pieces of Destiny raids. But obviously, like, you're dealing with your teammates having to support you, and obviously they don't really, right now, know what they're doing, so you really You just have to have 2 guys shooting those shanks and have a guy run the ball down. Not really that complicated. And they keep dying. I don't even know what they're dying to. And when you pick it up, that's when they spawn, so... Yeah, they're starting to come out now. So I guess the thing, too, is you can't drop the ball for very long. I'm gonna die. I mean, is the other guy alive again? No, he ain't. Damn, dude, really? How come I can't use a healing grip? Do you, maybe have an ability that got rid of that? I just want him to kill the shanks, that's it. Unless he wants to run the ball, you can go ahead. I think the other guy left. If he wants to run it, I'll just kill these things. Yep, go ahead, go. Holy crap, there's a lot of freaking shanks. Oh, the explosive ones are the problem. I think he might have done it. I don't know. Guess not. Did he do it? Yeah, I think he did. Way harder than it needed to be. Way harder. It's usually kind of an easy spot. But this game is free to play, so you gotta think of it that way. Like, there's always gonna be new players. Yeah, you can't run in like that. It's not really a smart move, but I'm surprised he's still alive. Rocket launcher does have a little bit of homing, so even if you miss, it should kind of move towards him. I didn't know if it was glass or what. I thought I could break it. Yeah, this one is kind of a pain because you have... So it's just a giant server that comes out, but there was something about it that was annoying. I think it's just because the shanks keep coming out of those holes. It's not really that bad, though. You can kind of nuke him pretty quick. Oh yeah, so there's phases, obviously. I have to break his shield with something, maybe? I'm gonna kill these. Whoops, he moved. Of course he did. Of course he teleported. Trying to revive that guy, but definitely starting to get into the feel of it again. It's weird because you, like, as soon as I say that, of course I die. I don't even know what hit me. Something behind me. It's weird because you start to get into, like, this little flow of knowing what abilities you're going to use in what order. It's kind of weird. But you have so many different abilities, and once you understand how to use them, like, put them all together, it makes it so you're kind of always doing damage. That's why bosses are so much fun in this game. That's bad, but that's it. And that's kind of the key to the game, too, is figuring out how you can do constant DPS. Now, I don't know if the drops that I just got are going to be like new versions of the weapons, because as I said earlier, the newer versions do have, you know, sort of new affixes, I guess you would say, like these kind of things, intrinsic traits. I posted on Reddit, like, I was in a topic talking about, man, I can't even remember what it was, but I commented on it. Oh, it was something about the new player experience, right? Because I happened to see that after I started making this. And I made a comment about how it feels like your guns are kind of useless again. Which isn't really wrong. But, you know, obviously you have Reddit guys who come out and, well, I'm so sick of hearing this argument and, you know, all this stuff. And it's like, I remember the argument because I played this game for years. And the reason people said that is because all their guns felt like they weren't as good as they used to be. And the thing is, all of the guns that you have are going to do the same amount of damage they did before. The thing is, you just have all of the guns that are dropping now that will inherently do more or have different abilities. Obviously, there's still legacy weapons like the Ikelos shotgun that they mentioned, you know, that still are top tiered in DPS. But yeah, you are losing, you know, your old weapons just inherently don't have the same abilities. It's kind of, every time these games, you know, anytime this game really has a big update, that's kind of what happens. And I remember early on in the game, there was a lot of people complaining about that. They did not like that everything they earned felt like it was less valuable, in that it just didn't have the same amount of power. So if I go to Neptune, what's this purple thing? I don't even know what that is. Is that a person? So these flashing vendors here, you can usually pick up quests and things like that from them. Typically they're just bounties. I think if they're quests, it would be a lot more, like it would be, these are quests. These are public events. So these spawn on the maps at certain times, and players can just kind of join instances of other players doing these as well. You get certain rewards from those, but see, I don't know even what these are. Challenges. Okay, cooperative matchmaking. That's a dungeon. I've actually done Grasp of Avarice. Zur's Treasure Hoard. Okay, I feel like I remember this vaguely. But I guess I'll go check it out real quick. What it seems like, what I'm getting from the UI is that it's a matchmaking for dungeons. Which dungeons are kind of there's sort of this in-between strikes and raids, I guess you would say. A lot of them are kind of puzzly, but you will get special rewards from them. So he gives bounties. I do vaguely remember this. Yeah, I used to, what I would do is just pick up pretty much as many bounties as I could carry and just try to do as many of them as I could. So, it looks like it's just chests that will open when you complete certain tasks. I don't remember this guy. Dares of Eternity. Yeah, it's really a cool design. Very Aladdin. So, I think what I'm going to do is run. Maybe I'll grab a couple of his bounties.
I bring a message.
And I don't know. Well, maybe not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep discovering some stuff.
To do what you say.
Because I just don't remember very much of what was even going on in this game. This brings you out to, I think this was one of the Trials maps, am I right? No. There was a boss here or something like that. This was a while ago, man. I can't remember all this. Yeah, I do remember that little thing. I'm not sure what the purpose of this would be now. It is interesting coming back to some of these places. It's kind of why I wish they would have left all of the other maps in the game. Obviously, I understand why. I mean, it's already a pretty large game. But, you know, it would have been cool to go back to some of the original maps and just, like, see them again. Which, I've actually loaded up Destiny, the original Destiny, and gone back to some of the old maps like Venus and stuff like that. It's really cool to kind of get that nostalgic thing, you know. I'll do one more. I don't really want to do the Nightfall. I don't think there's a matchmaking for a Nightfall. Oh yeah, there is. I'm not confident enough to do the Nightfall yet, so I'm gonna run another regular strike here. But, man, right now, just, like, looking at this, it doesn't seem like there's a lot for a free player to do. Unless you buy the new expansions. And that's kind of disappointing. I think the main scheme... I guess I don't want to call it a scheme, but I think the main idea for Bungie here is they want you to come in, play it for free, start to get a taste of what, you know, leveling up feels like, acquiring new gear, and sort of get acclimated to the game, and then I think they want you to, that's when they want you to buy something. And I think if you don't, it feels like there's not enough depth. I don't think there's enough depth for an entirely free-to-play player. I just don't.
Reach Callus's prison ship. I will empower the guardians.
And that's coming from someone who, like, again, like, I got 1,200 hours plus in this game, and I've played a lot of it. I enjoy the game,
here distance is subject to my influence,
and it is a fun game.
But it seems the Taken have some say as well. They're dug in up above.
Then the Guardian shall deal with them.
Some of these things can be frustrating, though, with some of these jump puzzles and stuff like that. Sometimes these strikes end up being races, too. Like, you play them so many times that you're kind of almost racing the guys you're playing with to complete it as fast as you can.
Target the most powerful taken.
Which, you know, that at a certain point that becomes an issue, because when you're setting your own goals in a game like this, that's not a good sign. I don't think it's a good sign, personally. The goals should be set for you, clear. And, you know, even with someone with this many hours, I feel like coming back to this game after the amount of time I haven't played, it's probably been 2 years, I mean, or at least a year. I would think that I have, even without the DLCs, I would think that I have things that I can do that are new to me. But it doesn't seem to be the case. I also saw people complaining about the fact that there just seems to be a lack of content in general. So after they complete the newest DLC, people just feel like there isn't enough to justify continuing to play, which is it's actually crazy, but it's also sad because, again, like, I enjoyed this game. So it's one of those things where you're like, man, I wish they would just keep adding things to it. You also wonder how much time they're really spending on this, because you have things like Marathon coming out, and you know, I don't think Bungie's full attention is necessarily on this game right now. I'm sure at some point you'd probably get a Destiny 3, so that's another thing that they possibly have early in development, or maybe somewhat far along in development, who knows. I have a hard time believing they won't do a Destiny 3. And it's interesting because Destiny 1 was released in 2014, I believe, and then this game came out in 17. So Destiny 1 was only 3 years, and now you have Destiny 2, which has been around for almost a decade. So you would, you know, number one, it's kind of surprising that this game was supported for so long, but it's also kind of held back because it was also released on the last generation of consoles, so you have sort of those limitations still visible. Oh my god, did I miss it? I thought it was going to fall a little bit. He threw it over it too. That's funny. I thought that there'd be some kind of gravitational pull, but I guess you gotta aim right at it and throw it. Oh man, it almost went over it again. But yeah, it's like you look at the whole, you know, overall aspect of the whole thing, and you're like, well, they've supported this game for almost 10 years, and the first one was only 3 years long, or however long they did that. I believe it was 2014 when the first one dropped, which is crazy. I don't know, it feels like it was even longer than that. But I bought Destiny day one. I enjoyed the first Destiny quite a bit, and then I did have a little drop off for a little while, and then came back. I really enjoyed the Taken King and the Dreadnought and all those things. I believe that was Destiny 1. See, it's all a blur, because even with Destiny 2, I don't even remember which parts were Destiny 2, because they vaulted the content, and like I can't even look at some of the stuff I did. Destiny 2 starts with the Red War, but you can't even play that now. So it's kind of this constantly evolving world. And, you know, sometimes you're jumping on the train, and that train isn't slowing down, it's just moving. And, I mean, maybe it is slowing down a little bit, but the train's always moving. So if you're going to jump on, you have to be prepared, because it is going to be moving regardless. I wouldn't say it's necessarily hard to jump on. I would say it is a little overwhelming when you start. I've definitely talked to people who have started playing it, and they just like the looter shooter aspect. Sometimes they just want to shoot stuff. It's fun, and they just don't really know what's going on because there's so much happening in the UI. I mean, if you look at the quests, there's all these different categories. So immediately you're not going to know what any of those things are. You almost have to look up guides just to know like how the UI works, or what quests are what exotics are. You know, it sort of gives you an explanation, but I guess I've said it before. I feel like it doesn't do enough to teach new players. In my opinion, you know, I don't. It's hard to tell, like, because again, I've played it mostly through the whole life cycle of both games. So from my perspective, it's hard to really look at it as a genuinely new player. It'd be an interesting experiment, though, to hand it to somebody who's never played Destiny. And, you know, just see how much they can figure out. And it'd be so hard to, like, watch somebody do that, though, for me. I'd be like, oh my god, I'd be, like, screaming at my screen. I feel like my sensitivity is really low, and I think that's why I can't quite. I mean, I guess I could turn it up a little bit, but I kind of like the lower sensitivity. So even in Halo, I know people like. Every time I say that, people don't really understand it, but I always liked it in Halo and even in Destiny.
They thought they were safe in their flying fortress.
In Destiny, it makes a little more sense to me because this isn't necessarily a PvP game, so you don't have to be crazy fast twitch. But I like the slower, you know, just the slower sensitivity in Destiny because it's a little more precise. And sometimes you're aiming for a weak spot, and sometimes it's just easier to adjust.
Consecrate the essences of the Taken to maximize your chances. Good luck.
Yikes. Okay, is he unshielded right now? I should be doing damage to him. forgot about this too. Man, I'm drinking a monster, so it's like killing my throat right now. You know that like weird monster's just absolutely, it's so good, but you can tell that it's bad for you, like the chemicals. It just tastes like chemicals. It's unbelievable. It's delicious. So I have like this weird film in my throat right now. So you can charge some of these abilities. So with my grenade, I haven't even done it yet, but you can actually charge this grenade and then throw it, and I'm not sure what it does because I don't even remember what I had set up. But certain things you can charge certain melees, you can charge certain grenades. And that is really, I really need to figure out why I don't have my rift, my healing rift, because I really like to have that. I think it might have to do with that ability that I have, that solar ability that I have right now. I like to have a healing ability in case you get into a situation like I just was, where you're kind of getting bombarded, you don't really know where it's from, and there's not really a direct way to escape. Or when you're in a situation like this when everyone else is dead, and you're the last one alive just trying to kind of survive. I'll tell you the one thing that's really, it gives you a lot of like this dopamine rush is all the scoring. And some people hate that, but I don't know, for some reason I really like that. You kind of like all this plus 255, and it makes you feel like you're doing a good job, even if you maybe aren't. I'm just waiting for his shield to break here because I don't know how we do it. Okay, there it goes. I'm gonna hit him with my super. I don't know what safeguarded means. See that buff at the top of my screen there? It only happens when I'm in this well. So I don't know what it's protecting me from though, because I'm definitely taking damage. Kind of just killing ads at this point. So I really don't understand the mechanics of this boss. I don't even remember this one. This could be new. Gotta get off the ground here though.
All clear, Guardian. You keep fighting, we'll keep bringing them home.
Yeah, I think that one actually is new to me. I don't remember that one. I think I'm gonna... Oh, I saw this one. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Oh, yeah. This thing's so goofy looking. I mean, come on. Maybe I'll hold on to that just in case I need to upgrade anything. I don't know what this one is. I locked it for some reason. And what I just got was these. So those are at 300, but I also have something at 300. So honestly, I might just drop these. These two, I don't really need that. Some of this stuff you can get back from the vault. You can kind of... Sometimes you can pick things back up. You just have to kind of pay for them a little bit. Oh, actually, I don't even know if you do. I don't really know how the vault works now, but anything you've unlocked in the past or picked up, you can usually reacquire. I wouldn't say anything, so that's the reason there's a lock. But, you know, certain exotic weapons you can get back from the vault. So that's a good spot to leave off. Yeah, again, I think there's definitely things to do if you're new. I would imagine if you're new, there's a lot more to do than what I'm able to do right now, because I've done a number of things already, but unless I get this expansion, I just don't see how this is really going to hold my attention. And that's unfortunate. But, I mean, look, the reality is I have all these quests. So yeah, I have things I could chase. But, again, sometimes it feels so overwhelming. Oh, I'm in matchmaking right now. Get rid of that. Yeah, and this whole portal thing is still super confusing to me, but... I think it's almost like... Oh, solo ops. Oh, that's interesting. So there's solo missions. It looks like what they tried to do here is streamline everything into one menu, which I don't really blame them for that. But it still is overly complicated. I feel like there's a better way to do all this, but I just don't know. This is very Star Wars, this Kylo Ren thing. It's kind of wild that they're doing all this. It does look cool to me with the lightsaber. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will eventually get it, but I don't know. This video is mostly just about how it feels to come back to this. If you're still here, if you're still watching, you're awesome. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you.